My name is Patrick Hill, co-founder of Triple Point Environmental. So why Ares? At Triple Point, one of our core values is to do it better. And it's part of our marketing slogan, Lagoons do it better. We have it printed on the wall, we have it printed on pens, pads, hats, all sorts of paraphernalia. And it really runs through the core of our company, and it's part of our DNA. And what it means for us is, how do we leverage what we've learned in order to improve what we're doing in the future? And so it had been 20 years since the Mars was invented. And we thought to ourselves, there has to be a way we can do this better. And so that's exactly what we set out to do.
I'm Brady O'Leary, and I'm one of the founding members of Triple Point Environmental. Big picture, what did we want to keep? The first was the combination of coarse bubble mixing and fine bubble aeration. And we do this for a few reasons. First, there's the standard EPA definition of aeration. We talk about this all the time. EPA says the aerator is not meant to just add oxygen to the water. It's meant to add oxygen to the water and mixing, such that the bacteria, the waste, and the oxygen are in constant contact. So the coarse bubble provides the mixing component, and the fine bubble provides that oxygen. Second, and along those lines, we're installing these aerators into lagoons. Lagoons are huge, they have a very big volume, and if we're putting oxygen in this spot, and that spot over there, and that spot over there, we need to spread that oxygen throughout the entire basin. The entire water column, bottom to the top, and quite wide laterally. So mixing is super important. And lastly, the mixing, in our opinion, contributes to the better than expected performance that we've seen of our aerator over time. Calculations often say one thing, we see, for the most part, our aerator does better than expected, and the mixing is a big part of that. The next thing that we want to keep is the portability of the aerator. Our aerator comes pre-weighted, and it can be dropped in from the surface, it can be walked out if it's a dry install, it can be picked up and moved to maybe chew up sludge in different parts of the pond, and also it can be retrieved for maintenance. We want to keep that component of it. The first one that we focused on was the precision of the aerator. We want this thing to be like a German engineered machine. Every diffuser at the exact height, the orientation's the same, the height's the same, everything is precise. Next, we wanted to keep the cost as cost efficient as possible, such that we can pass that along to the customer. Third, strength was really important to us. You don't really think about strength in aerators in the same conversation, especially diffused aerators. But when contractors are installing these things, they're not always the most gentle. And we have what we call the Bobcat test, where it's just a common phenomenon where aerators are sitting on shore and they get run over by some piece of heavy machinery. Will this new aerator pass the Bobcat test? We're going to see, but we want it to be as strong as possible. Next, we want the aerator to mix as well as possible. Obviously, we want to retain the mixing of the Mars, but can it mix better than the Mars? Can we get more throughput through that static tube? And lastly, we wanted to innovate. We wanted to do something new. What is something that we can do, that Triple Point can do, that no one else is doing, or maybe even can do? We want to build that into the aerator.
Hi, my name is Mike Wever. I'm the chief engineer for Triple Point. So I've been with the company since its founding 13 years ago, and I've had the privilege of working on virtually all of our product development efforts. So easily the greatest challenge on the Ares design project, it came right after we made the decision to use injection molding to make the central hub. By doing this, making this decision, it opened up the door for us to incorporate all kinds of cool features that we really wanted to do in the design, and to do so in a way where the piece part cost would be affordable. But the difficulty comes with injection molding process in particular in the cost and the time frame that is required to successfully implement injection molding.
We did that because a molded design gives us the advantages, the exact advantages that we were looking for. First, manufacturability goes up, quality control goes up, strength can go up because we have glass-packed nylon in the molded plastic. Next, precision is increased greatly. Everything that comes out of a mold is a clone of what came out before it and is a clone of what will come out after it. Molds are very cost effective, but a big reason we went with the mold is that it changes the paradigm. We don't have to think in terms of pipe anymore. We can think in terms of whatever we want. We can design in exactly what we want, and the mold manufacturer can provide that to us. For example, the first thing that we can do, thinking outside of the pipe world, is arrange the exact diffuser array that we want. So what we're able to do is create a radial array where the diffusers are as far apart as possible for maximum efficiency. We can also integrate a hose barb directly into the aerator itself. We can have the coarse bubble and fine bubble interface be in one product instead of having to bolt together different things. We can design out unnecessary buoyancy, so the aerator can be as light as possible while being as dense as possible. But the big reason that we liked, the one I'm really excited about, why we went with the mold, is that we can design in a quick connect. We don't have to rely on threaded diffuser fittings. So we can get rapid installation, a whole aerator put together in 30 seconds, can be installed quickly, can be maintained quickly, and with no hassle, you can get a sure seal with just a quick quarter turn. Once we developed and finalized the design, we had to test it. And how we do that is by following the American Society of Civil Engineers protocol for clean water auction transfer testing. We bring in a certified independent ASE engineer, and in this case we brought in Dave Redman. He's one of the big names in the industry. We got a 16,000 gallon tank, a huge tank, put it in the warehouse. And the idea behind a big tank is that it's representative of the entire aerator. We're not just taking a portion of the aerator and measuring that. We wanted to see the whole thing to see how the coarse and the fine bubble works together. We were able to test different diffuser membrane materials. We could test polyurethane, silicone, EPDM with different plasticizers in it, all sorts of things to figure out what is the absolute best. And in doing this, we ended up with what we know now is the most efficient and most reliable diffuser membrane on the market, and that's silicone. It does come at a little bit of a cost premium, but we have shown that the performance boost is absolutely worth it. As a result, our testing was very successful. We found out the Ares efficiency was fantastic. Our previous aerator, the Mars, was very efficient, it was good, and the Ares was even better. Not just a little bit better, but 10% more efficient.
So, why Quick Connect? After 20 years of implementing the Mars system, we realized that threads just really weren't working for us. You could have issues with cross-threading. They're time-consuming to thread in. You have to ensure that there's correct orientation on the diffuser after you screw it in, and the right amount of compression in order to get the gasket to seal. And it was just a big hassle. So we thought there has to be a better way. We got to be able to do this better. And so we developed the Quick Connect. And this is probably one of the things we're most proud of about the Ares unit. What the Quick Connect does is three things. First of all, it locks the diffuser onto the unit and prevents any back threading. And it does this in two ways. There's an internal locking mechanism and an external locking mechanism. And the external one actually provides a visual cue that the diffuser is locked on there and an audible cue that the diffuser is locked on there. And so it really makes it simple to understand how you got it right. The second thing is it guarantees a seal. So we have engineered this locking mechanism and these threads in order to create the right amount of compression against the gasket in order to guarantee a seal. So it's very simple to know. When it's locked on, it's sealed. The final thing is that it's orientated correctly. So there are non-perforated edges on the top of the diffuser and on the bottom of the diffuser. And so once the unit is locked on, you guarantee orientation as well. So it's just very simple, very easy, and more importantly, very quick. And so what this means for you as an operator, as a contractor, is that assembling an Ares unit takes about 30 seconds with this Quick Connect feature. And maintaining an aerator takes about a minute to unscrew some of the diffusers, put on new diffusers. So it's very simple, it's very fast. It makes installation easier, it makes maintenance easier, and it just makes sure that the system is just easier to maintain in the long run. So it's something we're very proud of that we were able to come up with.
I think my favorite part of the Ares is the overall presence that it has. It looks like it's designed to do something. It doesn't look like anything else that's out there. And it's this way because it is indeed designed to be different, to stand out, to be innovative, to be the best aerator on the market. It's like when you look at a Porsche, and if you're a car person and you had never seen Porsche and then you saw it, they look kind of weird. They're unexpected curves, they're not designed to be the prettiest thing in the world like a Ferrari might be. But is designed to do something. They don't care about looks. It's all about function. And in that it is obsessively functional, it is beautiful. And I think the Ares has that in spades. You look at it, you stand next to it, and you're like, wow, this is meant to do something.
The three things that I'm most proud of on the Ares design project, I'd say would be, firstly, its functionality. We were able to incorporate virtually every feature that we thought of and really change the game with a product that does what other products do, but better, more efficiently, and with extra features that make it easier to use. I'm really proud of the quick connect for the diffuser tubes. Some real thought has gone into creating a product that's not only highly functional and strong and robust and designed to last as long as anything else in the industry, but it really looks cool and can make you feel proud to own it.
All in with engineering, research and development, materials, time. Triple Point's invested over $750,000 to develop the world's best Lagoon aerator. We joke that we should have instead just gone out and bought a few Lamborghinis. It would have been more fun, and we would have gotten to the finish line faster. But unfortunately, we didn't, and all we ended up with is the world's best Lagoon aerator.
One of our core values here at Triple Point, and one of our mottos is do it better. And we set out at the beginning of this project to develop a better aerator. And I feel like we've done that. It took time, it took a lot of financial resources, it took a lot of teamwork, and at times there was a lot of heartache. But what we've ended up with is an aerator that is a better mixer, more efficient, and ultimately a lot easier to implement and maintain. So I'm proud of what we were able to accomplish, and I know that you will like it too.